The education system and college have been criticized a lot over the last couple of years. Some people call it a scam, others call it a trap, a matrix, or a factory that produces obedient 9 to 5 workers. And almost all the criticism leads to the same conclusion, that is, college is never going to make you rich, and if you want to be rich, free, and independent, then college is not the right place for you. And I actually agree with part of that argument, but I believe it misses the real problem, which is the most fundamental problem. First of all, who told you that college was going to make you rich anyways? That's not the purpose of its existence. College is designed to create employees for companies. That's it. That's the whole function of it. What happens is most people enter college without even knowing the purpose it was created for, and only once they graduate do they realize that college was not the right place for them. We all know about industrial revolution, right? Factories needed large number of workers. Education system expanded alongside industries to make sure that they have enough workforce, and that's how it is. So if you are a person, if you're a self-aware individual who learns from the past, which is really nothing but patterns, it is quite simple to realize that making you rich was never the purpose of college. The only real function that they have is to provide workforce and keep the economy running. That's it. Most people don't step back often enough to ask, why am I pursuing what I'm pursuing? Is it my decision or I have inherited this decision? And statistically, what are the odds of me winning where millions of people have already entered before me? These are the questions most people never ask. And the superficial criticism that you usually hear about colleges are fairly predictable. First, college is never going to make you rich. Second, you'll have to trade your youth for a career. Third, it is slow. And fourth, that competition is brutal. And I agree with all of them. But they totally miss the real problem, which is the fundamental problem. Millions of people have already followed the trajectory that you are aiming to walk. Thousands are already at the top. So even if you become one of the best at it, you are not entering an empty space. There are people out there who have already done all of that. So whether you are pursuing engineering, medicine, law, or any other degree, millions of people before you have already done that, right? So there's nothing special about it. I'll give you one historical example. The whole thing is called California Gold Rush situation. So in the year 1850 or thereabout, there was a man, I don't remember his name, who found small pieces of gold in some part of California. And this news spread like wildfire. Thousands of people left their job, came to California hoping that they will find gold and they'll be rich. Soon, thousands became hundreds of thousands. And as more and more people arrived, it got really difficult to find gold. Now the opportunity was there, but it was really saturated. The point I'm trying to make is, when millions of people follow the same path, having the same goal, that area becomes very crowded, and because there are millions of people aiming for it, the competition is bound to be cutthroat. So you are basically playing a losing game. So what made someone stand out yesterday, today, like having a bachelor degree is not enough, then having a master's is not enough. Now they need candidates with years of experience before you have got a chance to gain any. And all of this because of credential inflation. When more and more people have the same qualification, that qualification loses its signaling power, right? So yesterday, having a bachelor's degree made you stand out. Today, it's the baseline. Now, this leads to incompetent people rising to the position of authority. What I mean by that is, when the only metric for growth or promotion is that how long you have been within the system, no matter how incapable you are, just because you have been into the game long enough, somehow you have got a few people working under you. So imagine this. You joined a company, you are a newbie. Your boss or a manager is basically a person who's no better than you, has no special skills, no physicality, doesn't know anything beside his tiny corporate cubicle, but he is your boss or manager just because he's old, in most of the cases. And the problem with following an overcrowded path is that you have no leverage. What's leverage? It's your ability to negotiate from a position of strength. And when you follow an overcrowded path, your working condition, your salary, and even your freedom are largely determined by someone else. And if you try to rebel, there are 1,000 people waiting to take your place. So Yes, that was my whole point. I believe the massive problem is not that college is now not making you rich and it is, pushing you into this 9 to 5 system. That is the whole function of it. So it's properly doing its job. So yeah, I'm not telling anyone to, drop out or stop going to college. College has used us for so long, so use it for your benefit now. If you want to get somewhere where college can generally help you go, use it. But I believe for some people, it's really not the right place.